Are you ready, kids?
Radio Free Tatooine presents Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast.
Ahoy there, fellow holotable hustlers. You're tuned into Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast that's better than some and worse than others. I'm Sean, a.k.a. the other Sean, and sitting across the holotable from me is Josh, a.k.a. the Golden Pop-Tart.
I feel like all of us are going to be wearing some type of like eye patch and saying through everything right today. I mean, we're in a new era.
It's talk like a pirate era.
Man, I mean, just unbelievable. That or it's the fact that our favorites right now have to be overflowing. I'm not sure if that's a real word, but
yeah, it's a lot of characters that have been added to my favorites recently. Just a lot. We're going to talk about some of these requirements. I mean, we've still got the Mace thing going on. We've still got the raid just launched, and now we got all this info about pirates and everybody's favorite pirate, Hondo Ohnaka. We're going to talk about that, as well as the kit reveal for Captain Ethano, and whatever else we get into. We're going to get into some other silliness, I'm sure. But first, we have to take a look at this week's Blurf Days. Not a lot of celebrations this week. In fact, only one, and it's a bug. Geonosian Spy hit the game 9 years ago.
Man.
And he was quite impressive when he came out. Like, finally, a Geonosian that does, like, some damage, you know? I mean, like, when he goes over and hits with that special...
Mm-hmm.
Hot dog. That would knock just about anyone out back in the day. Now, of course, everyone's immune to bugs, immune to spears, immune to damage, immune to everything you could possibly think of.
No protection up. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he was hot stuff back then. And then his ship came, I think, pretty shortly. No, it couldn't have been shortly thereafter because ships didn't even launch till 2017 or 18, I think. But yeah, those original three, the Geonosian fleet, and I think if I remember correctly, you ran them under a Tarkin lead, Executrix, because all we had was the only dark side fleet commander. So, yeah. What a weird game sometimes.
Yeah, like, right?
When you think about how there used to just be a couple Geonosians, there wasn't a team. There was no brood alpha. There was no synergy. It was just like, yeah, like, I think Poggle gives them offense up or something, but that was synergy back then.
So different now.
Spy. I know. Can you imagine being afraid of a Geonosian spy now?
I mean, it wasn't too long ago. I can't remember what event it was, but I remember. I guess I'm afraid of Geonosian Spy in Conquest. Yes.
On the Sector 4 Datacron node. I'm afraid of them.
It's like, why put that? They're like overpowered in
one
that
of the most
one. Like,
annoying teams.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that's the one we're going to go after more, but sorry.
I feel bad. We're talking bad about him on his Blurf Day, but
I know, right?
You know what? I don't like him. He's a bug. He's gross. Yeah. So it's fine. All right. That was the Blurf Day segment. Now let's take a look at this week's upcoming in-game events brought to you by swgohevents.com. For a complete list of past, present, and future events, swgohevents.com is a universe of info in a galaxy of heroes. This week, you know, we're toward the end of a month, so we're waiting for that calendar to come out, and I'm sure there will be more that pops up. But what we know of so far is on the 27th, we have Contraband Cargo. On the 28th, we have an assault battle. We'll be doing ground war. Then on the 30th, an Omega battle on Jakku, as well as Profundity's Fleet Mastery event coming back, Stardust Transmission. Then on the 1st, we actually have Trouble on the Horizon 1. That's going to be Captain Ethano's marquee event. Spoiler alert, Captain Ethano is a marquee character. And then on the 2nd, we have Places of Power, another assault battle. So not exactly a fully loaded week, but you know what? After coming off of Conquest with Territory Battle, with all that, like I sometimes when it's a chill week, I'm fine with that.
Agreed.
And we have a new raid to worry about too. So like let's just worry. You know? All right. Before we dive into this week's top stories, I want to give a quick shout out to our fantastic Patreon supporters. If you enjoy what we do and you want to be a part of our exclusive community, head on over to patreon.com/Galactic War Report. You'll get VIP access to our Discord, early access to episodes, and of course, our weekly Doth Chat, where we chat with our patrons each Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Your support keeps the lights on and the sand crawlers running. Now then, punch it, Pop-Tart.
Man, we got a lot this week. So why don't we start first with our Mace event? I know you and I both didn't get a chance to play it this time, right? But the best thing is we have eyes and ears. We get to hear about other people's and maybe watch a little bit as well. Some of the scuttlebutt is what I'm hearing is there's not a lot to this. Basically, it's you go through, you're not really worrying too much, to win or lose in it. You're just going to win, right? Yeah. And they're just kind of a low quality, kind of no real cut screens, nothing kind of a type of an event here.
I'll take it.
Right? Honestly, that's what I was going to say too, is like, oh my gosh, you don't have to try. I love it.
Yeah. I'd love some some cut scenes and a little polish. That's fine. But I would rather forgo those and just have it be tolerable. Like, Agreed. I did the work, give me my toy.
Right.
Instead of I did the work and now I really start to suffer, Well, I hate that stuff.
I think about like some of the events that have been out there in the past and how difficult, again, I'm in the same thing, like with your Galactic Legend stuff. Don't make it so hard. Just let me get it, and I know there's going to be people out there that really truly love like that aspect of it, of the game. And I understand, but I mean, I would say give us some polygons, make it to where it looks pretty decent, but in the long run, hey, if it's an easy, you press a couple buttons, you got them. Nothing wrong with that too. So
yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, you get in, you get the character, and then this party's over.
Right?
That's fine.
It's so I did watch some of the testing of them, and it doesn't look like this is going to be right now based on what we're seeing. It's probably not going to change your GAC completely, right? That's probably not going to be a huge thing. And again, it sounds like this is a raid team. I think the same thing for the Gungans. I mean, the Gungans, I still don't love to see them on defense on GAC, but, it looks like, you get to use your people, and I mean, it's going to work. I mean, obviously, but overall, I mean, I guess we'll see what in Territory, War. I think that's all of his Omicrons are. So it might be one of those things where it's going to be a beast there.
Now, what about, does someone, I should know this, but there's a lot of things about the game I should know that I don't. Does someone on that team, I want to say Jocasta?
She does.
Maybe?
Yep,
has
she does.
I was going to say a territory battle.
No, sorry. She's GAC.
She's GAC. Yeah, yeah, that's right. But I'm just thinking, as relic requirements get higher and higher, I think of territory battle. Like, if I have to have this whole team at relic 8, is that going to help somewhere else too? I don't know, but
Deepa does
9 or whatever.
She does.
Oh,
have
does
one.
she?
Yep.
Okay. So well, I got to look at that then.
Digging. It looks pretty good. I mean, 200% max health and offense at the start of the encounter. And tanks gain 200% protection to the end of the encounter. So yeah, it's gonna be a good team in territory battles too.
Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, and whenever someone defeats an enemy, all Vanguard recover 50% health and protection and get damage immunity.
Yeah.
And speed up for 3 turns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's got potential.
Agreed. I mean, I'm looking forward to Mace just in general. I mean, other than his sleeves, I don't love that, but still, I mean, I'll get used to it, right?
Are they like that in the movie and we just missed that?
I don't know.
I mean that's crazy to me.
He just looks like a Dementor, you know? I mean, it's what he looks like to me, but still, I want him.
Oh my God, they are like that.
Yeah.
The AI overview says Mace Windu's Jedi robes in Star Wars feature long, flared wizard sleeves that extend to the floor. I was not aware that was a thing that happened. Huh.
Yeah.
That's a Sam Jackson call. Mm-hmm. The way his purple lightsaber was, I'm sure that he was just like, no, I ain't wearing that. Give me bigger sleeves. I
have the greatest sleeves of them all.
You heard me say big sleeves. I said I want them touching the floor.
Yes.
Now come back to me when you got a proper robe.
It was that, the lightsaber, and just like green Skittles, right? That's just what he said he has to have.
His contract was just wonky. Yeah, so if it's a super easy event, I love that. And, you know, maybe I'll play it and feel differently, but my worst fear is always that, especially when it's like a limited time event. Yeah. I remember how deflated I felt when the Jar Jar event first came around. And you remember we were on with one of our patrons who had the requirements and was like, here, I'll stream it. And it was awful. It was like, this is not fun at all. You just die a lot. And that's not what we wanted, you know? Like that, I don't want that. A limited run event, especially. Ugh. So, hey. I don't know. Whatever.
Now, I will say the raid definitely has some nice fun stuff in it. So, like, they did spend a lot of time on that. And, I mean, I think that looks amazing. So, I mean, if we get a mace, but maybe it's not as crazy as an event when you have a really cool, you know, graphic side to it. Like, I think the remake of Lord Vader just looks amazing, you know, and that, like, I legitimately just love how he looks in it. It's pretty cool. So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess we can move automatically. Look at that. I'm already segueing into it and didn't even realize I was. That's a skill, I guess, there. But
I thought that was all intentional. Yeah.
It wasn't, no, but I'm glad. But yeah, got to spend actually a decent amount of time today watching people play the raid. Now, us in our guild, unfortunately, we're what? I think 40,000 tickets away from.
We kind of timed it wrong.
So we'll get
that's
there.
On me. Yeah.
But the cool thing is being able to kind of see other people, you know, figure out some of the pieces to it, which is really kind of nice. And if you haven't had a chance to actually watch it just yet, I mean, there's a cut screen right at the beginning, which is amazing. You know, I'm not going to, you know, go too much into it, but I mean, just kind of seeing. I don't know. It just looks like some quality. And in the best part, it doesn't look like it takes that long. It really is.
Yeah.
Like,
I
love that. It. You know, and of course, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I'm excited for it just because Vader's doing his thing. Have you watched at all, like when they save a Jedi, what the Jedi does?
No, I haven't seen a second of footage from this.
All right. You're going to love it.
I'm going right now.
Yeah. Because the Jedi, when you save them, they sprint off screen to whatever direction that they're going. Like, so it's like, if it's on the right-hand side, they sprint off to the right-hand side. It just looks so cool. I mean, it just, again, it's interesting, say the least. But he starts off by actually lifting them up in the Force, like he's Force choking them. And that's what you're actually saving them for. It's really kind of cool. So
nice.
But yeah, watching kind of through as a whole, you know, it is really kind of interesting because you have your Fox, which is a new, a new clone that we obviously don't have in the game, but he's inside of there. And then you have Apo on the side. You got 2 disguised, and then 2 other dark clones there. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean,
love it. Oh, that is cool. I'm looking at it now. It's spicy.
You know, and
love it.
The kind of the fun part too is just that there's a little bit of like what do you have to do into it, but it is also really not that tough. I mean, you got Fox and Apo on the outside. You basically got to take them down and then take out the clones, then hit Vader, and you hit him 4 times, and then he goes through and you save one of the Jedi, and then you do it the next time. And they're kind of cool though, because as if you're not able to save all of them, you want to actually make sure that you kill off everybody in the end on that 4th one or the 3rd one there for it. And from there, so you get more points. So it really feels like this isn't that crazy of a thing either, that you don't have to be have your PhD in SWOGA in this case to be able to play it too.
Good, because I'm famously bad at this game. So that's what we want to hear.
Now, the one team that I think it sounds like it's going to be probably the toughest is really going to be Tarkin with the dark side clones, which is kind of weird. That's kind of different because you really have to make sure that you're doing things in kind of an order piece to it, and then get Tarkin kind of like ramped up. But I'm going to have to rewatch that a few times, but it does feel like that one is a little bit tougher. And I think the dark side clones with Tarkin in general, like watching people do it, they were actually, you weren't able to save as quickly until you kind of got down the, how to do it. But in general, I don't think it's too bad. Now, one downside is I did watch 3 different streamers try to go through and just hit auto. Mm-hmm. It wasn't working. So that's the only downside is,
as long as the runs don't take forever, I guess I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's other pieces to it. Mace looks like definitely the best, 100%. I mean, especially with him in that group. I mean, it really feels like that's a pretty good side. Now, for myself, I don't see any Relic 9s, anything. I don't think I'm going to be able to max anything else on this, but still, just like the last time as a whole. Couple of funny things, though. Right now, Vader's lightsaber is going through his hand. So,
yes.
So he looks like he's just grasping that. There's kind of a hole in the hood, too, I guess. But, hey, he still looks magical. I mean, it still looks great.
I love it. It's good. God, man. When was the last time a new raid came out and day of we were like, you know what? This looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I don't know.
I mean, it really has. I think at first with, the last one, we really did Battle of Naboo. I thought we were like, okay, this isn't bad. Then okay, this is a long time. And then you're doing it for a couple months and you're like, okay, this is just too much.
Yeah. My life is just significantly worse.
Yeah.
Because I'm spending so much time fighting these battle droids.
The amount of time is like, okay, how much more days do I have left until I have to do this?
I know.
That's what it felt like.
I'm like, oh, I've got 1 day and 12 hours. Forget that. I'm not going in there yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bad sign. That's a really bad sign.
Yeah, and I think with this one, I hope it's a little different. Now, again, we'll see how many people we can actually battle at this point. If we start losing on some of our goods, then we might start to be a little more frustrated. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think it'll be good. I'm looking forward to our first time, which, is that a couple days away, you think?
If everyone gets their tickets, which I didn't see where we were at today, if everyone got their tickets, and everyone does tomorrow, then we launch it tomorrow night.
Okay.
If people don't, which I think was the case.
Yeah, we're at 152 right now. Get your tickets. Get your tickets.
Yeah, so if
we can play.
Everyone gets their tickets, we can still do it. I think, isn't it 180
Yeah, 180.
Or is it 185? It's 180. Okay.
180. Yeah.
Good. So yeah, if everyone hits it, we get 30,000. But we didn't get 30,000 today.
No.
So I'm just going to spam all day tomorrow. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. Get your tickets.
Oh, man. Speaking of get your tickets, which, again, I'm trying to segue. Let's talk about some piracy.
Yarr!
I mean,
yeah.
Piracy. So we got Era of the Piracy coming in. And, I mean, this is... I think last time, did they tell us how many? I mean, we're getting to find out all of the new units. I mean, I think it's so different. It's like for a while,
that is a little different.
Like, I mean, usually they'll go through and, give you a little bit, but I mean, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new pirates, 8 counting our next Galactic Legend, which again, spoilers if you didn't know that already or weren't paying attention or hearing us at the beginning. We now have a Galactic Legend chase going on, but first, we got the captain today. I mean...
Yeah. Captain Ithano, which I love me some Captain Ithano. Who is he? I don't really know.
Agreed, right?
I don't know. I know that... So he's the guy that Finn hitches a ride with, Ithano and Quiggold. They're the two that... They meet at Maz's castle, and he hitches a ride out of there with them. And so his buddy Quiggold is like this. I forget what the alien is called. There's a couple of them in The Force Awakens, and I think maybe. Anyways, doesn't matter. He just looks like a frumpy old pit bull or a bulldog kind of thing. But Captain Ithano is my guy. I know I'm too old to say this, but I'm going to say it. He's got some riz. Like, dude is such a cool design. The helmet is awesome. The overall just design of that character is so cool. And I know that there is if you want to learn more, there is a like young adult book that they published on the road to The Force Awakens. I forget what it was called. I read some of that stuff. I didn't read that one. But anyways, awesome character.
Very much so. I mean, very much so. Now,
and then who else?
Yeah. So we have Kix. I don't know who that is. So I had to Google that.
Yeah, I did as well. And I assume that is part of the story that is told in that book. Because I was not familiar with Kix at all.
I mean, again, looks like we'll have, I mean, what you saw was basically a clone medic, right? Is that what you saw, or do you see somebody else? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but he gets like thawed out 50 years later by Captain Ithano.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the references sources here.
Because that's where I was on. What is it? Wikipedia. You know, obviously, because that's the best place to get all your stuff, because it's always going to be true. But still, though, I mean, I was pretty interested. I mean, wonder if he's going to have a clone troopers tag too. You know, how interesting would that be?
Could be. I mean, yeah.
If it comes back, I mean, again, I mean, it's kind of interesting. We know it's going to be a pirate, but I don't know. So that was kind of interesting.
It's interesting.
Now, the one I was actually really excited for was Captain Silvo. I mean, that just makes so much sense to me. Like, I'm super excited about that. But, I mean, just in general, I think that's going to be... And I think we talked about maybe... we didn't think it was going to be a Galactic Legend piece to it, but, I mean, still... Yeah. It's like one of those things where, I mean... It seems like they're diving deep into that show, obviously, so you had to have him... You know, you can't have the kids because I think in the long run you're going to be like Baby Yoda, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, if this one wasn't a big surprise because they've got Smee, so like of course Silvo or Jod whichever persona they chose, and maybe they'll do a Jod version of him in the future too, or something. But yeah, that was just a natural. You know, you're not just going to have the one-off character from Skeleton Crew and just have it be Smee. That's SM33, whatever. That's not going to happen.
No.
And then they also have Brutus from Skeleton Crew. So, like, you really kind of put a crew together there, you know? Yeah. The other one that I had to look up was Vane. I did not know the name, but you'd recognize him. Oh, right? Yeah. He's one of the pirates that's like terrorizing Navarro as part of Gorian Shan's crew on The Mandalorian. And if you don't know Gorian Shan, again, you'd recognize him. He's the seaweed pirate guy. Yeah. So, at any rate, Vane being in the game is cool because it does feel like, well, maybe we're going to get some new ships.
Yeah.
Like, almost certainly we're going to get some new ships. We've got Hondo. We've got Vane. We've got, like, potentially this Gorian Shand down the road. Captain Ethano's ship. Like, I mean, there's a lot they can do. The ship from Skeleton Crew, something Spire, or I don't remember, but yeah, there's some potential new ship content coming, and for folks like me, let me tell you, I haven't had to do a capital ship chase in a while. It just hit me like a ton of bricks how much fun that is.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to need a second.
I mean, we've already talked about having a full favorites list. I think it's going to be.
Oh, that would do it.
It honestly feels like we've had a lot of content lately. And it's like from, your Mace event to, when we look at like all even people in my favorites that aren't even fully at 7 stars. I mean, I don't have Crosshair at 7 stars yet. So, I mean, we still got Bad Batch. We still got the Dirty Clones. Now we got Mace's stuff. Now we're going to have stuff for, Hondo in there too. Like if all of a sudden now we have ships, we're going to be grinding for a while.
Yeah. It will change the end of the show to who are you not grinding?
Right. Man.
Oh my goodness.
And then the last character, of course, for the pirates coming out, we know Maz Kamada's is going to be coming out, right? So, I mean,
awesome. As a conquest character.
Yeah, conquest. And so it's going to be interesting because, I mean, I would think pirates would be dark side, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you've got Sonastaros.
True.
Right? Enfys Nest. Maybe there's like a light side pirate team and a dark side pirate team or something. And I feel like they're going to really have to shoehorn some of these characters together. Like in Maz's kit, it's going to say like, if your team consists of Sonastaros, original Hondo, and whatever, like some weird, like literally just spell out the 5 characters you have to have.
Yeah.
Then she gets offense up or whatever the thing, It's just offense up for one turn.
There you go, just one turn.
It.
That's all it is.
Just mash that whole team together just for that.
Well, I mean, because it seems like with some of these, I mean, I just don't know which way they're going to go. That's kind of the interesting part. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Is Hondo going to be neutral, or we have a neutral GL?
I don't know. I mean, we could potentially, I would argue, like, the Hondo they gave us being neutral is cool. There's an argument to say, overall, in the Clone Wars, he's definitely dark side.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like the precedent being set that Hondo is the only neutral character is kind of like, maybe they just make this one neutral too. And that's just a Hondo thing. And people are always like, well, Wampa should be neutral. Yeah, it should. Sure. but it's not. And so maybe that's the thing in this game, is that Hondo is always just going to be the only neutral character.
I mean, it'd be interesting, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Hard part is you have so much stuff that's dark side, light side type thing. And again, I guess in the territorial battles, he could just be in the middle all the time, but still.
Yeah.
Now,
Onyx Cinder is the name of the ship from Skeleton Crew. It was killing me. I had to know.
Had to know. So online, obviously, we go back to kind of like some of the takes of kind of who this GL is. Mm-hmm. We've heard this is a tough one for some people, and other people, they're okay with it. I don't know too many people that are saying like this. I mean, maybe I don't talk to that many people, but is this the greatest GL choice in the world? ?
Yes and no. Does it make any sense? No. Is that why it's perfect for Hondo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people think of them in the Star Wars universe would think themselves a galactic legend more than Hondo would. I mean, you think about how other people view themselves, like, like when they meet Han and Finn is like, oh, you're like the rebel hero, and Rey is like, you're the smuggler king or whatever. I forget how they phrase it, but and he's just Hondo would be like, yes, it's me. He'd ham it up. And so I almost feel like, he's a galactic legend to me as a meme. It's a meme that he would be a galactic legend. Now, does that make it right? I don't know. I don't know. It does feel like a stretch, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hard part is I go back to Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You have Darth Vader as somebody that's not even important in this game. That's my challenge. Is just that you have so many people in this game that deserve more than Hondo, but again, how many of them are out there at Disneyland, right? Ushering people where they need to go, right? Hondo is somebody that's not just like in the, he's in Clone Wars, he's in other pieces to it. Like, people recognize Hondo even if you're not watching the stuff. So I guess I do understand in some ways, but it feels like this is really just a way for them to kind of bring in the Skeleton Crew people to have a reason, And I get that's what it is, but
yeah, there's the reason he's the new galactic legend is not because it's a meme or because he deserves it. It's neither of those. It's because that's the monetary plan. Mm-hmm. Like they needed a reason. They needed a vibe to go for the next GL, and needed to find a bunch of characters that could possibly pull this off. Which I hate to be this guy, but I'm gonna for a second. If this is how you approach this galactic legend, how messed up is the next one gonna be? It's like Sice Noodles, Galactic Legend, the Conquest Max Rebo or something. Like, it's gonna get potentially really stupid next time around. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they figure out a way to make it Han Solo or to make it Maul or someone that I don't know. I even think Maul is about like on par with Hondo, like maybe a little more galactic legendy, but I don't know.
No, I get it. But I think too, though, we like to have basically this is what happened in the movies. This is what's happened here. This is how powerful they should be, right? Like we have that in our head, but in the end, this is a game, right? So like they have 100% control of whatever they're going to do. And if it's going to, Like, if you said to me, okay, go work on pirates or have this Galactic Legend of something drastically different, I'm not going to go for pirates. I mean, I'm going for pirates now. And again, I think that they're going to end up doing well. I mean, especially with the steel mechanic, in it. I mean, I do think it's going to be an interesting team, but I still want the nostalgia. I want the feel that Darth Vader matters. I want that GL to be somebody that truly, I don't know, lives up to the GL level. But I'm still going to go for him, and I'm still think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be great. I just, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Well, I'm looking. Let's see. I'm looking for a list that would be long enough of like most iconic Star Wars characters. Where does Hondo Ohnaka rank? Okay, he better be on this list. This is the stupidest list in the world if Hondo's not on it. There he is. Complex, who is, the authority on all things, posted earlier this year a 50 most iconic Star Wars characters, and he ranked 38. One could say that's pretty generous, too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a totally subjective list. One in which I am not making this up. Aura Singh is 47.
Wow.
You think she's one of the 50 most iconic Star Wars characters? I think that's bananas. Like, absolutely nuts.
I mean, I'm
guessing number one's going to be Darth Vader. Yeah, it is. Wow. Although it is a picture of Lord Vader, so that's
even better, right?
That's fair. But number two is Han Solo. I mean, 4 is Boba Fett, 5's Yoda. Like, they're out there. Galactic Legend Grogu. Make it happen. Make it so.
I mean, I'm actually looking at the top 75 right now, and as of right now, I have not seen him. So, oof. I mean, but it's interesting. I mean, again, Snoke. We don't have a Snoke yet. I mean, so.
All right, so ranking Moff Gideon above Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry. This list is dumb anyways. I said it. If you made it, you should know. Your list's dumb. Nothing against you. You're probably a fine person. And you love Star Wars, and I love that about you. But the list has got to go. All right. Let's talk about Captain Ithano for a second here.
Yeah.
Because that's the only one that we have a kit for. So that's the only one we can talk about. He's so cool. All right. He is known as the Crimson Corsair, which I just think is such a cool nickname too. I don't know. I'm in love with this dude. I am crushing on this dude too much. So he is actually a leader of pirates, which is interesting, because I figured going into this, Hondo is going to be a leader and maybe Captain Silvo, but Captain Ithano, I guess, makes sense. He's a captain, for crying out loud. So I like that they say in the post, did you know the 10-year anniversary of Force Awakens is this year? We also felt old realizing that. I wouldn't mind more Force Awakens content, though.
Agreed,
I mean, we're getting Maz, too, so I guess Maz, Quiggle, Ithano. What else do we want? We want the traitor stormtrooper guy, I guess. But okay, so the kit is basic. It's called Corsair Blaster Rifle. Deal physical damage to target enemy and gain offense up for 1 turn. During Ithano's turn, grant foresight to pirate support and tank allies for 1 turn. Special 1, lower ye shields. Deal physical damage to target enemy if the target enemy has defense up or protection up. Steal them, reset their duration, and grant stolen buffs on himself to all pirate allies. Then attack again, dealing 50% more damage. If no buffs are stolen, attack again and inflict defense down on target enemy for 1 turn. If Ithano has 3 or fewer stacks of profit, dispel all buffs on the target enemy. If Ithano has more than 3 stacks of profit, he dispels all debuffs on himself. Then he has a second special called Intimidating Display. This is deal physical damage to all enemies, gain defense penetration up for 2 turns, and expose the target enemy for 1 turn. If the ally in the leader slot is a non-Galactic Legend pirate support, non-Galactic Legend pirate support, okay, go on. And Ithano has Foresight. Attack again and call allied Kix and Quiggled to assist. If Ithano has at least 4 stacks of profit, inflict fear on the target enemy for 1 turn at the end of his turn, which can't be evaded or resisted. So, if we're talking, how are these pirate teams going to shape up? Big surprise, Kix and Quiggled go with Ithano. Makes sense. He has a unique called I Don't Die So Easily. This is an Omicron for Territory Wars. At the start of battle, if this is the regular part, is at the start of battle, if all allies are pirates, Ithano gains 50% offense, and the first time he's defeated, he's revived with 50% health. While he has Foresight, he gains 30% offense, and whenever Foresight expires, he gains Retribution for 1 turn. Then, whenever Quiggled falls below 50% of his health for the first time, Ithano marks himself for 2 turns. While Ithano is marked this way, he gains 80% bonus protection, 40% offense, and tenacity up until marked expires, which what was it? 2 turns. If Ithano defeats an enemy while he is marked this way, he gains 2 stacks of profit, stacking to a max of 5. And whenever Ithano uses an ability on his turn, he gains Foresight for 1 turn. Whenever he uses a special ability and has at least 4 stacks of profit, remove all stacks and deal bonus true damage to the target enemy. Then the territory war part is start of each encounter, he gains accuracy up and speed up for 5 turns. Whenever he scores a crit, he calls a random pirate support and tank ally to assist, dealing 50% more damage. At the start of turn, if there's no Galactic Legend in the ally slot, and Ithano has more than 3 stacks of profit, inflicts Death Mark on the strongest enemy for 1 turn, which can't be dispelled or evaded. If an enemy is defeated, all pirate allies gain 3 stacks of profit, again, max 5, and gain defense penetration up, offense up, and retribution for 2 turns. Not bad. I mean, Death Mark is one of those abilities that still kind of means something.
Oh, yeah.
And then his leader ability is Crimson Corsair. At the start of battle, all pirate allies gain 30% max health and max protection, then gain offense up and tenacity for 1 turn. At the start of their turn, if a pirate ally has more buffs than debuffs, they get a stack of profit. If they have more debuffs than buffs, they lose a stack of profit. Interesting. Doesn't seem earth-shattering. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, least amount of text we've seen in a leader ability in a while.
In ages, yeah.
I mean, it is interesting how they really are setting you up to say, okay, this will not be with Galactic Legend Hondo.
Yeah.
I mean, flat out. I mean, it's really saying that. I mean, unless, I mean, so you're going to lose that third ability piece to it. So that's kind of interesting, really. Because who's that leave us? Who's that leave us now with the other folk? So that leaves us.
You got to remember we've got Maz. Yeah. We've got Sana and because none of this stuff says Dark Side Pirate, right?
Yeah.
So these, and I think that would make sense if pirates. You look at Hondo being neutral.
Yeah.
You should be able to mix and match light side, dark side pirates. dominate those middle planets in territory battles. And yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say with just this one kit who's going to be good with him. I mean, like you said, we've got these two. Mm-hmm. The other two could be brand new ones. It could incorporate Emphas Nest or...
I mean, that would be interesting, really. Because, I mean...
Sana or... Yeah.
I mean, you guys assume that Ness is going to be in one of these groups. I mean, that's too good of a kit. Man, imagine if she's going to be coming back. Like, just in general, being able to do her crazy stuff. I mean, that's going to be pretty interesting.
Yep.
Man. Well, I mean...
That hurts my heart.
I know, a little bit. Well, today I actually... I ended up going through my GAC, unfortunately. I went through and timed out because we couldn't beat it. So, had to come back in with Mando to clean up. So, I mean, man.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I do think it's pretty interesting. I mean, pretty cool now, I mean, in general. So if it's those three, that means you got Brutus, Vane, Silvo, and Maz maybe on the other team, if it's going to be that way. Like, if it's going to be kind of like... Because, I mean, your Jabba has, two light side, and the rest dark side. So you could do the same thing with that. But, man, it's going to be interesting.
There's a comment on here because I don't know that much about this guy. But I think this is interesting. U Noir posted, why dark side, though?
Yeah.
He's generally portrayed as a morally ambiguous character in the Star Wars universe, leaning toward a good alignment. He aided Resistance in fight against First Order Cult of the Sith Eternal in the Battle of Exegol. I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
But he's also so he was in that novel, but apparently he's also appeared in some comics more recently than that. So that could be a part of that. Pirates like Saidan Ithano, if they weren't fully committed to one side of the conflict, they should be more of a neutral alignment like Hondo, who benefited from both sides. Yeah, interesting.
Sorry. The first one that I see is the oldest captain. No one wants this crap.
Yeah. I don't care. I totally disagree. If you like Star Wars and you don't like weird characters, like this is a family friendly podcast, so I'm not going to say what we'd normally call them. Glups, let's just say. If you don't like that, like, why not? What is it about Star Wars that pulled you in if you're not okay with weirdos?
Yeah.
Star Wars has always been weird. You look at the very first Star Wars in the cantina, that's one of the coolest scenes in movie history because there's so many weirdos in there.
Yeah, true.
So I love it.
I mean, I think it's going to be good either way. I mean, I think anytime you get new characters in, changes the game in some ways. And I'm sorry, but Maz is going to look great. I mean, I wonder if they're going to put her in another IG unit or something, because she's so small too.
Oh man!
I mean,
didn't she have a jetpack?
Yeah, she did. Didn't she?
When they communicated with her in like Last Jedi or something, I think she was flying around on a jetpack on the comms.
I mean, that could be it. But I mean, I think she's going to be one of the smallest, characters that we have in the game. So I think that's going to be interesting.
Give me Babu Frick.
I know, right?
Babu Frick, I'm with you. Yeah, that's the next era.
I still want
the era of like Babu Frick and a bunch of named Ugnaughts. Like, what's his name? Hondo had a Ugnaught sidekick.
No,
I want him. I want him.
I want Was it Anklar Plot? I mean, from the first one.
Yeah.
I would love him
Plot,
in there. Yeah, like I think he'd be another good one too. Just maybe he's a pirate. Get him in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's see. Hondo's Ugnaught sidekick. Turba. Yep. Give me Turba. Come on.
Nice.
No, it's not Turba. It's Melch. Melch.
Melch.
I thought the name didn't sound that familiar, but it was the right picture. But yeah, it's Melch. So, very important business we just handled there. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see these other kits. I still think it's super weird that they're in the Order 66 raid. Again, it's a business thing. They have to, like, when were they going to have... I don't know. I feel like there's a better time they could have done it. But what I was going to say is, when would they have an era of pirates and have it make sense? But that said, like, you could have done better than Order 66.
Yeah.
One of the most iconic moments in Star Wars history. And here comes Hondo.
I mean, I just keep on telling myself I'm just going to detach myself from the other pieces of this whole Star Wars, and this is just the game, right? So, I mean, I can be frustrated with it, or just, hey, I mean, I'm not going to be like shunning the pirates because it doesn't mesh perfectly, you know? And
it's a game that's loosely based on Star Wars.
There you go. Right?
If you think of it like that, then it's fine. It's just as based on Star Wars as Star Wars Uno is, you know? Like, the gameplay is just like, what?
I mean,
but
we're playing with a librarian with a gun at this point. So, I mean,
yeah,
I was actually thinking about that the other day. Like, I'm just, when I look at my favorites, I got librarian, you know, I got pirates now. I mean, it's interesting. Now we're going to have a, you know, it looks like a werewolf character, you know, coming as a pirate. So, I mean, at this point, I mean,
sure, why not? You know? So I want to talk for a second also about some bugs. There's a thing going on that I discovered today. I was not like the first to discover, but I had not read that this was going on. And boy, did I learn the fun way that it's going on. If you set Supreme Leader Kylo Ren on defense with Darkseid Ray, and you have the focus Datacron for Darkseid Ray, and your opponent attacks you with the same team, thinking this team's unbeatable, at least I'll have a 50-50. Your opponent will be wrong, and you will get a defensive hold, and you will win Grand Arena for doing that. As my opponent is about to find out when they log in and see what went down. It basically, Rey gets a bonus turn when the opponent takes a turn, which does not proc a bonus turn for their Rey, except it does. And so our Reys just went back and forth for 5 minutes, and no one can die until everyone has taken a turn, but it's all bonus turns. It's bonus turns all the way down. So whatever you do, do not try to beat Kylo Ren with that Datacron, with your own Kylo Ren with that Datacron. Holy moly, was that stupid. I did that on stream. Check it out on my Twitch. It's the first battle I did, and it was just like instantly I knew this is a bad time. This is not going to be a fun Grand Arena at all. That said, I do want to do a quick plug for my new shtick, which is doing bingo cards on my Twitch. I did it today, and like it was a weird Grand Arena because I didn't get to. They were in the front. That Kylo was in the front, so I never got to half the teams. But yeah, you can watch my stream and get a free bingo card and play along when I lose a match that I had no business losing, or when certain Twitch things happen, like enough viewers show up or I get rated or whatever. But a ton of stupid in-game things. Like if I use Wampa, you get a square, whatever. And it went fairly well. It's just no one won because there was nothing happening in the game. Anyways, rest in peace, Naboo raid. the last one, I did my Gungans, and then I didn't do any other attacks. No, I think I ran my Queen Amidala team. For old time's sake, I did 2 of my 5 attacks. You know,
I did all
the other
5
ones
of
are
mine.
so insignificant.
I did all 5 of mine. I was like, this is the last one.
Yeah,
and I was all on auto.
I kind of meant to, but I just didn't. It was all on auto. I mean,
So,
neither of us
matter.
care, man. We're just showing up. Yeah. So I think that's about it. That's a lot of Galaxy of Heroes talk. I'm looking at the notes, like, what else are we going to talk about? We don't need to talk about anything else. It's late. These people have pulled into their driveways and they're begging for us to get to the point so they can go in and see their families. But we're not going to let them do that until we tell them, who you grinded?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, so we could keep them in the car just a tad bit longer. So, so Bad Batch, we're a little bit closer. Batcher went from R1 to R5, R5.
R5.
And so then that's nice. Done in that side. Still working on mods for him, but we are set there. Now Wrecker went from R3 to R5. And so that's great. Now Crosshairs, we went from 47 out of 85 up to 72 out of 85. Man, it still feels like these drop rates are not fun, but we're getting there. He will not be ready for the first raid that we do. So
nope.
Now my Dirty Clones, Apo went from 18 out of 30 to 18 out of 65, which does not seem right because I didn't update that. So actually, he went from 18 out of 65 up to 49 out of 65. So let me get you that right information. Now, one thing we didn't talk about is the fact that CX2 became farmable. So, of course, since he's farmable, I went from 15 out of 30 to 15 out of 30 because guess what? 2 refreshes and ain't got nothing, bro.
Oh, God. That's painful.
Just horrible. I know it's a family show, or I'll tell you how I really feel. So, and then Disguise Clone went from 15 out of 30 to 22 out of 30. So, again, nothing too crazy on those pieces. But
yeah.
Now, I do, for Conquest, I'm really slow playing Smee. He's only 130 out of 330.
Oh, my. Yeah.
A little bit behind on that one. It's still getting, the second to last crate, but yeah, I mean, I'm not feeling too bad just yet on that one. But
yeah,
now looking at Mace, Jocasta did go up to R9. Actually, just joking, R2. Ooh. I wanted to say R one more time. So stuck there. She's going to probably sit there until, well, actually, I think I might get her up to at least 5 and then have to hold. Because being now that we got so much more stuff in the favorites,
that's where I put her. I took her up to 5. Like, there's Jedi she can get in there with, And
I mean, at least she's going to do something, in the raid. So we'll see from there. Now, if you haven't had a chance yet, you need to go out to get your $9.99 times 0 pack out there. So if you haven't done that yet, in the web store. So you can go out there and get this pack, and if you put in the promo code, what do they put in, Sean?
Jedi Temple, all one word. Yep.
Perfect. It is free for you. You got 66 shards. So guess what? I got some shards for Temple Guard. He went from 6 out of 30 up to 42 out of 65. So that is pretty nice. Now,
I thought that was a scam for sure. I saw it on Discord, and I was like, I don't know about this, but I tried it. You go to the web store, you click, it's $9.99. You click on it like you're going to buy it, and there's a little thing. You scroll down just a little bit on like the confirmation screen, and there's a thing to put in a promo code. You put that code in and say buy it, and it goes down to 0. And it'll ask your form of payment, right? So people get a little sketched out there. Say PayPal. Mm-hmm. You don't have to actually enter a PayPal because it's 0. So just say PayPal, take it for 0, and it's in your inbox.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Nice. And 66 shards for free. Love it. And some gear too. So which is really nice. A lot of gear
with it. Yeah.
So now Omicron's wise, I did place one. I got Dirty Ray's. I'm getting all of hers. So I got 2 of them now. So I have 1 more left. Problem is, I guess I didn't have a Zeta for her. I didn't realize that. So I got to get that Zeta. I'm only at 13 of those, but I do have 40 Omicrons right now ready to go. So not 40 total, but 42.
That'd be amazing.
I know, right? All right. So now I really need to Whoa.
Then who, my dude?
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm speaking like Kevin in The Office. I'm just not going to use all the words anymore. Grinding, are you? Who you grinding?
I got a few here. My Bad Batch pretty much all went to R5. Omega and Batcher were there. Hunter was Relic 3, now he's 5. Wrecker was Relic 4, now he's 5. Crosshair, still working on the shards. But 35 went from 35 up to 61 out of 100. So we'll get there. We'll get there. I really thought about spending a little cash to get him there in time for this first raid. Just, I don't know, so I could do more. Because I'm going to be disappointed, I'm sure, because I don't have the assets to put any of the teams together correctly, you know? My Mace stuff. So Apo went from 44 up to 72 out of 100. CX2 went from 58 up to 73 out of 100 as I got him from one of the Nightfall events like today, I think. And then I panicked. I looked at him and I was like, why am I not farming him? And I went and I farmed him, you know, did a refresh and did my 10 attempts, got a couple shards, whatever. And then I saw online that he just became farmable today. And I was like, I just had this like terrible panic. Like, why have I not been farming him? How long has this been going on? Just a couple hours. My Sneaky Boy went from 19 up to 26 out of 85. And Scorch exists. Temple Guard is at 9 out of 100. I wasn't tracking him before, but I got those 66 shards and that pushed him up to 6 stars. And then Depa I have at 21 out of 85. I have the episode pass and there's a quest in there that just gives you 20 shards of Depa Balaba. Okay, cool. I'll take it. I just had to go do a couple mod challenges. Sure, they're worthless, but 20 shards of Depa Balaba is not worthless, so I'll do it. Then miscellaneous things, sort of miscellaneous, I guess. I took Enfys Nest from Relic 3 up to Relic 5 because, like, she was... I just wanted to make sure I could have a meaningful pirate team, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so then the Hondo requirements. We didn't talk about those.
Oh, we didn't, did we?
Yeah, but I'll talk about them here because as I go over mine. OG Hondo, I have at Relic 6. You have to get him up to 9. Not a huge shock. Like, these days...
Expected, yeah.
A Galactic Legend is going to require a previous version of that character at Relic 9. That's just how it goes. OG Ezra Bridger, I have at Relic 5, and he only needs to be Relic 6, so that's not too bad. Veteran Snuggler, Chewbacca, Big Teddy, I have at Relic 3. He has to get up to 7. And then Captain Athano, I think, needs Relic 5.
3.
He's a 3.
Yeah, weird. 3.
He is 3. That never happens anymore.
It makes me worried. Why 3?
I don't know. I'm going to take him to 5 anyway.
Yeah, I have to do 5
imagine,
at this point.
You know. For Zetas, I put 1 on Depa, right? So I have to give her... She's got 1 more? I think she only has 2 Zetas. Yeah, she does. And then after that, I think it's Krennic's leadership. and I'm done. That's it. That's all of them. So that feels pretty awesome. And then Omicrons. I am one mat away from having 20. And I don't have a plan for it. And I don't think I'm going to impulse do anything, which is, by definition, you don't ever think you're going to do impulse. But I don't have any that are like sort of tempting me. Like last one, I impulse gave it to Jedi Knight Cal. But that was a little premeditated. I've wanted that for a long time. So, you know, this next one, I don't know. I mean, I guess kind of see how some of these newer ones shake out and which ones seem the most important. I would happily, as soon as humanly possible, put one on a character if it's for the raid.
Yeah.
Because you know how it goes. These raid Omicrons,
they matter for a little bit.
Do them soon.
Yeah.
Do them soon. So that I know this raid's going to go a little longer than others, but like get your value. I missed out on Scout Troopers. I always wished I would have done that just because that raid I did fairly well in, and that I would have done fairly weller if I would have done that. But I have no regrets for any of the Crate Dragon one or the Gungan one that I did. That's all we got for you this week. It may not be the best advice, but at least we didn't recommend you engage in any slicker versus slicker action. Just give it some time. Not right now. If you want to continue the conversation, join our Discord server. It's linked in the show description. Become a real live Jawa by supporting us on Patreon and share your thoughts by leaving us a podcast review. Big thanks also go out to Pabu Appa and swgoh.gg and swgohevents.com for providing all the hard data we misinterpret weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and may the Force and RNG be with you.